Hello everyone to another unboxing, and it is the new Warhammer Underworlds Nexus deck that we are having a look at today. Comes in a nice little box, so I'm gonna get a bit closer. There we go. With the art. Of course I'm not gonna keep that box, so we're just gonna rip it up. It is said to be a take and hold playstyle, but if you can already have seen on other channels with the pre-release and everything, it's basically more of a flick style deck, but they probably called it take and hold due to the fact that it plays around, how should we say it, treasure tokens. So I've already removed the plastic and everything from it to be easy, and then we can see it comes with the fluff card, of course, in the deck, and then we have its plot card. So if you're on or around one hex of a treasure token, the friendly fighters become covetous, and when they're on the treasure token, they get +1 range on their range of their melee weapons, range 1 melee weapons, excluding upgrades. Downside is, if you play this deck, your opponent can flip 2 treasure tokens. Very interesting for pillage and plunder. You can either start moving them in there. Well, there are a few variants that you can do to screw up the plan of the opponent. If you both play it, 4 tokens might be flipped. You don't have to do it. You can flip up to 2. For treasure tokens, small tip perhaps, if you play someone against Emberstone, chances are they have the take objectives 3 or 4 or take objective 1 or 2. So delve them both in the start of the game, so they have to delve it back up and turn it around to get it. Also, Blood of the Bull really doesn't want to take this deck for the reason that your opponent can flip usually the 2 that they have in your half, and that means that you have to delve it back to the treasure token, and then they have to delve it back down for their demon dice, getting a demon dice, but as they can't use a staggered figure to do that, they need 4 figures for 2 demon dice, so yeah, they're not gonna like this deck. It has some objectives, 12 of course, and there is one that's already causing a bit of an internet stir, so we're gonna have a look at that as well. We got Seize, so that's pretty simple, a successful melee attack within 1 hex of a treasure token. Breakout, covetous fighters are in neutral or enemy territory claimed. This is a search where your action step at 3 or more friendly fighters are covetous pound for pound. Immediately, if a friendly covetous fighter successfully attacks target, this is way too much text to have something good. All part of the plan, useless card, so you don't want to play that one. And then we have Calculated Strike. Immediately if you make an attack roll for a friendly covetous fighter, if any result was a crit. So there are basically a few of the Blazing Assault surges with a few extra restrictions. So if the rumors are true that there comes a new starter box and those 4 starter decks cycle out, this will be probably be a good deck to look to. Audacity, pretty easy to score. And this is the card where some discussion is over and it needs a fact. Close the Vice. Score in end phase if 3 different friendly covetous fighters attacked in the preceding combat phase. It doesn't say specifically that they have to be covetous the moment they attacked. So in the end phase, when you score this, you have to have 3 covetous fighters that attack in the preceding combat phase. That's as it's written. So that means you can attack and then move him to or push him with cards to covetous range afterwards. The generic, how it's played, how it's also played in our communities, you have to be covetous at the moment that you attack. So you don't have to remain covetous for the rest of the turn, but you have to be it at the moment you attack. So yeah, that's 2 ways, and that needs a bit of a clarification from GW. Slow Advance is a reprint. Domination, 3 or more fighters are within hex of different tokens. Lone Wolves, these are all pretty okay end phases. Not the best, but not the hardest to score. So if you combine your deck a bit well, it's good fun with the objectives to have. Then of course we have the ploys and the upgrades. There are a few fun ones in here. There's one that I'm quite sure is going to be restricted already with the next thing, maybe 2 even. You got Pilfer, so that's a push with the limit on the treasure token, but pushes are good. Move at the opening. That's one that I see ending on a restricted list, perhaps. If a friendly fighter moves, you can pick a different friendly fighter with no move or charge tokens, and that fighter also moves and must end within 1 hex of a treasure token. Might get restricted, might not. I wouldn't be amazed if it gets restricted, but I wouldn't care if it doesn't. So organized efforts, you can switch around guys holding treasure tokens. Defiance, you pick a weapon within hex of treasure token, it's +1 attack die, so that's cool. Into the Deep Woods, lovely art as well. Pick a friendly fighter within 1 hex treasure tokens in neutral enemy territory and give him a guard token. So basically his shields up with a bit of a limitation. Unnerved treasure might be happy, and you can flip over a unguarded cover token. Territorial welcome, yeah, it's a bit of an extra cleave, one shot, so you're not going to use that one. Hold the line, always good. It's a reprint. Dig in, it's also handy. You get an extra save dice, high ground, grapple and brutal. Might be handy if you play in the deadly synergies heavy meta in your group, otherwise meh. And then we go to the upgrades. Wily Prospector, Fighter's Covetous. Okay, this card is gonna get restricted, no doubt about it. It gives +2 range on a range 1 weapon while they are Covetous. So if you're on a treasure token, you have +3 range with your melee. That means you're swinging for a range of 4. Attacks with 3 or more hexes are capped at 2 damage. Restricted, and that's also important. So if you give him a Grievous upgrade, that means he still does 3 damage over a 4 range strike. So you can just have a bazooka, where Black Powder is even jealous about with his gun. So if you do that, if the target was 3 or more hexes away from this fighter, you discard it. But on the other hand, you can keep swinging happily with your normally range 1 guy for 3 damage on a range 2. So yeah, that's a pretty hefty card that's going to be restricted. Mirror Shield, -1 attack against ranged attacks. That's way too overpowered for way too underpowered for 2 glory. For 1 glory, it would have been perfect because it only works against ranged attacks. But yeah, for 2 it's too much. Either for 2 it should have been -1 attack dice per se, melee and ranged. For 1 glory it would be excellent for ranged attacks only. Quite nice. They use Fear though, nice paint job there. Driven by Pain is returning. Inviolate, cannot be flanked or surrounded while holding a treasure token. Opportunist, well, it allows you to if an enemy fighter charges and he's within 1 hex of a cover token, you can flip over that cover token. That's great in a pillage and plunder environment, but otherwise very limited in use. Overreach, this is another useless card. It's 2 glory, while within 1 hex of a treasure token you got +2 range on your ranged weapon, and then you discard this upgrade once he makes a successful attack while they are within 1 hex of a treasure token. So you're playing 2 bounty for a 1 shot, which usually has 1 damage for 2 extra range. So that's also something should have only cost 1 bounty, especially because it's 1 use. Had it been constantly 2 bounty, okay. Spiteful Defender, you get Grievous while you're within 1 hex of a treasure token and have no charge tokens. Yeah, will have his uses. Like those outs, +1 save to a maximum of 2 while they hold an odd number treasure token. Also pretty handy, especially if you cover it with Emberstone Sentinels. And finally we have Stormaw. This is a pretty wild one. 4 range, 2 hammer ranged attack with 1 damage and stagger. And that becomes a 3 hammers attack if you got a 1 hex of a treasure token. Especially the range 4 is pretty cool on this one. So yeah, this is a good upgrade, especially if you see this costs 1 bounty and then the +2 range attack costs 2. So yeah, all in all, a very flavorful deck in my opinion. Has some nice cards, easily playable objectives. Well, easily most of them. I see it merging well with even with Pillage and Plunder. Because the turning of the, well, not obliged of course, but the turning of the treasure tokens before the game might actually work in your benefit if you play Pillage and Plunder. Your opponent will have to think very hard which cards he wants to try to deny by already flipping over some. There are 2 ways. You can either go through the realm, or Broken Prospects can be a misery with him. So also the Delph treasure token ones can be blocked a bit better with this one, but they have to see. Emberstone Sentinel's gonna work good with it. Deadly synergies I see also working with it, so yeah, lots of combinations possible with this deck, and that makes it pretty fun and flavorful. And yeah, well, at least we didn't get a new Realm Stone Raiders GW. Do something about that deck. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye. for watching this video, and if you want to support me, check out the link tree above for all my channels, so you can have a look there, or my affiliate links, so there's a little kickback to the channel for more content. And if you really like, you can always buy me a coffee. Thanks, and bye bye.